It's my pleasure to welcome you, Mr. Abhishek Mitra, to today's Industry Connect lecture. We are delighted to have with us our distinguished guest, Mr. Abhishek Mitra, who will be sharing his thoughts on the evolution of artificial intelligence and its application in the year 2025. I am sure his experience and insights will inspire all of us, especially our learners who are preparing to step into the professional world. I would like to take a moment to express my heartfelt thanks to our Honorable Vice Chancellor for his consent and constant encouragement and support, which makes initiative like this possible. My sincere appreciation also goes to my entire team at School of Computer Science and IT, whose hard work and commitment have made today's session a reality. I encourage each one of you to actively participate, ask questions, and make the most of this opportunity to learn from a seasoned industry expert like Mr. Abhishek Mitra. Thank you once again for joining us, and let's look forward for an engaging and insightful session ahead. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Now, I would like to request Dr. Nilima Budhani to introduce our resource person, today's lecture resource person. So, over to Nilima. Nilima, please.
Thank you so much, sir. Respected Director Professor Jiten Pandey, sir, Professor Asutosh Bhatt, sir, esteemed faculty members, and my dear learners. A very good morning to one and all present here. We are honored to have with us Mr. Abhishek Mitra, currently working as a Senior Vice President at NetWest Group. He is a lead software designer with almost 14 years of experience in the IT industry, working on projects that use technology to transform businesses in banking, insurance, reinsurance, and wealth management. Mr. Mitra is an expert in banking and financial services with strong technical and business skills, specializing in fixed income trading, settlements, bond, inventory management, and product setup. With over 5 years as a techno-functional subject matter expert in fixed income settlements, he has directed major projects including Brexit readiness, platform migration, and system updates. His working has taken him to several countries, including Norway, Poland, Australia, and the UK, where he directed important projects, trained teams, and worked closely with global stakeholders. With his wealth of experience, he will share his insights on the evolution of artificial intelligence and its application in 2025, offering us a clear understanding of how AI is evolving and how it can be applied in the real world. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to our guest speaker, Mr. Abhishek Mitra. Over to you, sir. Please.
Okay, okay, thank you. Actually, this was overwhelming. Guys, it is not as serious as all these guys sounded. I'm just like you all. Okay, I started just like you all. So I'm not that doctor or anything. I'm just a person who has just worked so many years in the IT, and with many a times with experience comes, you will always get to learn. Okay. So thank you for the warm welcome. But honestly, I am actually a lot lesser to the guys that have just spoken. I'm just a person who has worked in the IT industry for long. I'm sure you all will reach to the stage where I am now. All you need is to just focus, okay? So thank you very much, but I'm just a normal person. Don't think of me as someone some extraordinary man, okay? So with that, I will start the session today, okay? See, I'll have 1 hour with you guys, one and a half, about 1.5 hour. In 1.5 hour, nobody can make you an expert, okay? Bottom line, you cannot learn AI, you cannot learn anything in 1.5 hour, but I'll give you a direction that how you should start and how you should go if you want to make a career in artificial intelligence, machine learning, data science, and some of the resources I can share with you and some of the experience I have working on these projects for a long time. Okay. I'm going to share them with you. I can give you the path, I can give you the direction. You have to walk in that. That's the bottom line of anything you do in life. Okay. So I'll give a first brief introduction on myself that I started my professional journey in 2006. Okay. I graduated from Manav Rachna University in Faridabad. I was an electronics engineer. Okay. I knew nothing of programming or anything. Okay. I'll open my camera, guys. Just give me a second. I have some video issues, but I'll open it. Okay. I'll give me 5 minutes. I'm just running some software update on. Okay. So
Okay, sir. Okay.
I, as I said, I graduated in 2006. I started as a software engineer in Indian MNCs. I worked in nucleus software to begin with. I'm not sure you've heard of these names. These are IT companies which are situated in Delhi NCR area. I worked in Computer Science Corporation, CSC or DXC as you call it today. Then I worked in one of the most common names, HCL, for some time. Then I worked in Ericsson. Again, that's a very household name. Ericsson Technologies I worked from for 3 years. And from that, after that, I started working so the current NatWest Group, as you call it, it was called as Royal Bank of Scotland. I don't know if you have heard of this name or not. This was a bank that came into the Indian IT business in 2006 or 7. It's basically a UK based front to back bank which gives retail, investment banking, wealth management, credit cards, everything. So I started in this in RBS, and gradually RBS became NatWest Group. Okay, as you know it today as NatWest Group. It went through a lot of changes. So I started here as a software engineer, and by that time, I had absolutely no idea what investment banking, what trading is. Okay, I learned in the last 12, 13 years of my journey. I've been in this bank, and this is where I've got exposed to trading, the concepts of different what do you call it, asset classes like what are bonds, what are equities, and then you gradually you evolve. Good to know that some of you know about RBS. That's good. For all of you, RBS is now called as NatWest Group. Okay, so just be aware that it's the same bank, same entity. It's not no different. Okay. I started in the fixed income trading platform. I won't go much into the what is fixed income, but it is similar to how you trade equities. It's a similar like we call it for bonds and debentures. That's what we call as fixed income. So I started as a software engineer here. I gradually evolved, and then finally today I am a delivery manager or a senior vice president, whatever you want to call it. Okay, but as no matter what designation my LinkedIn profile says, I'm still try to be a developer at the background. I still try to code. I still try to learn because at the end of the day, with experience, obviously you all will one day you all will whoever are there on this meeting. Okay, all of you will become manage teams. All of you will manage projects. Everything. It just comes with experience. All you need is a start. Okay, and for that you need a little luck. I'll be very honest. You need a little luck to start. But once you get a start, of course, you all will be in the position that I am in today. It's no big deal. Don't get overwhelmed by big designations. Every one of us, including me, start as a software engineer trainee. Each one of us. And then you evolve. Then it is up to you, your talent, your focus, your dedication, your hard work, where you end up with. The start is always common for each one of us. So don't get overwhelmed by what you see in big in LinkedIn profiles. Every one of the big LinkedIn profiles, every one of the big uh, names that you hear about start from a very scratch as a software engineer or a graduate engineer training. Okay, so don't get overwhelmed. Focus, and things will happen if you focus. It's a simple thing. Okay, so that's about me. So currently I'm in NatWest Group and I'm working as a senior vice president, and I'm working on different projects and everything. And travel on site, all these sound very lucrative today. Okay, I was also overwhelmed, but I was also very, what do you call it? I was very wanted to travel the world and everything, and it happens. It will happen. Don't run behind teams, behind companies which will give you travel. Travel will come automatically if you are good enough to travel. Just remember that. So don't run behind on-site opportunities or anything when you start your career. Okay. All right. Fine. So today with this, I will share my screen I hope you have I'll go through the PPT I shared with. I don't know if it was shared with you guys or not, but I will, and I'll open my camera in 2 minutes. It's just about to finish. I'll share my screen and I'll go through the PPT with you. I'll just talk about the basics of what AI is, how you should start if you want to become an AI engineer. What is data? What is data science? What is the difference between data scientist and data analyst? Then we'll talk about Python because that is a fundamental block as a programming language if you want to do anything in AI space. Forget Java, forget .NET, forget everything. Nothing is of use. You have to learn Python. So we'll talk about some basic Python modules and how you should start if you want to learn AI, if you want to learn, if you want to get into this domain, because this is like it's changing every day. Even I am not up to date with what happened 2 months back. It's changing so rapidly, it's evolving so rapidly that it's hard to keep a track. And trust me, things like Java are outdated today. I started as a Java programmer, but it's like kind of outdated today. What I know now is something you guys know more than me. In fact, the kind of Java I know, you guys will know more than me, to be honest, right? But that's the nature of that's the dynamicity of the world we are living in. It's changing so rapidly that if you do not evolve, if you do not adapt yourself to it, you will get kicked out. There is no shortage of people, there is no shortage of talent in this world. If you do not cope up, even if I don't cope up, I'll get kicked out. It's as simple as that. Survival of the fittest. The Darwin theory is, if at all the Darwin theory was applicable, it is today. Survival of the fittest. If you are not fit enough to survive in this ever changing world, you will get dropped out. It's the harsh reality of life. Okay. So keep evolving, keep learning. That's the thing. Even I am trying to do that. Even when I am more than 14, 15 years experience, I still try to code. Because unless you are a hands-on Java programmer, if you don't know the technical stuff, how can you ever lead a team? You have to lead by example, right? For that, you need to know things, you need to know the basics of whichever language you're working on. Okay. So I'll go through the PPT. Again, the PPT, don't think that I created the PPT. It is the PPT again is a it's I created it with some of the AI apps that are available today. But that's how powerful the AI is. Okay, I'll just open the PPT. Fine. Okay, I will. I hope this my screen is visible to all of you. I hope whatever I added here is there. Yes, it's there. Yes. Okay. So brief history of AI. I think we all know. Like, I mean, not of all know that this is something that was always there, but it is just that it didn't take the shape and form that we all see it today, like it is today. Okay. Uh, it started in the 1950s, and when we have the foundational, this is a very small kind of a roadmap of how where AI was or how AI was in 50s. Some of the basic questions that came up. Even if you remember, I don't know how many of you remember in 1990s we saw those movies of Judgment Day where we had robots walking. We had all the where we saw all the concepts where the world was taken down as a nuclear war and everything. I mean, that's all where the ideas of AI started coming up. That was the time when all these ideas started coming into people's mind. That what if we have a function, we have a way where we can time travel, where we can predict what's going to happen. Because ultimately, if you think of AI, what is it? It is a prediction. It works on different models and it predicts based on your interest and learning. A very basic thing. If you open Facebook, Instagram, and all of you do that today, if you watch a video on Kapil Sharma's small reels, as soon as you watch it, you keep on getting the same kind of reels again and again as you scroll up or scroll down, don't you? But that is concept of AI, isn't it? That is what it is. It's predicting based on your browsing history, your interest, that what kind of data, what kind of things you like, and it predicts. And that's what AI, the fundamental of AI is. That based on certain algorithms, based on certain data, it will try to predict what you're going to do, and it comes up with models. With like this is how the system will become. This is it will predict a model that this is how your system or this is how your function will look like based on your ideas, based on your whatever. I mean, you look at ChatGPT, you look at so many things that are there. I mean, it's all based on certain generative AI concepts through which you system predicts your needs, predicts based on the data it is there. So that's basically what AI is. It is about data. Okay. So foundational eras, it had something in the 2010s, the deep learning or the generative AI or the machine learning came into picture. I mean, machine learning started with nothing but a set of concepts of data. Okay, I will actually skip a slide and I will show you one thing to you guys here, which is no, this is the AIML part. This is Python libraries. Okay, okay. I will talk about it. Okay, I don't have a slide on it, but what I did was I had an 8 month diploma course just which concluded few weeks back. I did a course in AI and machine learning and generative AI from IIM Kozhikode. It was a diploma course. There I learned a lot of things, these things that I want to that I want to talk to you about, which is where, you know, fundamentally what you have to understand today about AI is that it works on data. Okay. Now data is either available on the open source platform like a Google or any other open source platform, or data is available in a closed source platform where it is there for only a few members. But at the end of the day, AI or any concept, any model works on data. Can I ask one question to this group that what in your opinion is uh, data, and do you know that what is the difference between a data analyst and a data scientist? If any one of you have any idea, I don't mind any idea, any answer, I'm okay because no answer is wrong. Any question, any idea in your mind that what is the difference between data analyst and data scientist? Any one of you? Guys? Yeah, please. Please, please. Whoever is raising hand, please go on.
So data analysis is basically analyzing the data in a proper manner. Like, first of all, we have to render the data, and it is only on the collected data. So the bandwidth or the total data set what we have, we can able to study in the data. So
Mhm,
it is most limited, I would say.
mhm. Okay. And okay, some of it, yes, not 100% conclusive, but not wrong. Okay. Now, anyone else has any idea on what does a data analyst do? Because if you understand data, then only you will understand AI. And then I'll talk about a practical application how we used AI in the bank in the project that I'm working on. Okay, I'll kind of clarify to you. So I'll
Hello.
open. Yes. Hello. Yeah.
Yeah, hi. I'm Brindavan. Data is a raw data actually.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
After processing, we'll get the exact data. So raw data consists of all the information related to figures, observation, unprocessed data, often context free. Structured is somewhat collecting the data. After that, we are structuring into a proper tables, information database includes client names and everything.
Okay. Okay. All right. Okay.
Hello, sir. Data analysis is how we process the already information we have and analyze the trends for present, past, or the future, sir.
Well, okay, fine.
We
Okay.
examine the data to find out meaningful insights and answer to the specific queries, sir, in data analysis.
Okay. Okay, fine. All right. Okay. So what happens is it's a very thin line. Okay. It's data analysis person who collects data and uses the data in a very layman manner to predict something. Okay. Like in Excel. Okay. You all have worked on Excel, Microsoft Excel, right? Guys, give me a second. I have to probably if I have to open my camera, I will just have to probably restart the Zoom. Just give me a second. Huh? I will. Okay. Restart. Zoom are done. Guys, I'll join back. Okay, give me a second. In order to open the camera, let's just have to rejoin. Okay, give me a second.
Okay, sir. Okay. Please wait for 2 or 3 minutes.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Now I can open my camera. Okay, guys. Sorry. Sorry for that. I'll share my screen again. Okay.
It's okay, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Somebody please allow me to share the screen. Okay. All right. Yeah. So where I was, so data. So data analysis is something where, trust me, there is no bigger data analysis tool than Microsoft Excel. As surprising it might seem to you that Excel is something you all use on a day-to-day basis, but there is absolutely no tool better than Excel to do data analysis. It's something I do on a day-to-day basis. So just think of it that a data analyst is someone who will collect the data out of the internet. He will look at the open source platform. He will collect CSVs. He will collect PDFs and everything. And he will put that data. He will put that data in kind of an Excel, and he will come up with models. Even Excel gives you ways to come up with data analytical models. I don't know how many of you know advanced Excel. So a data analyst is someone who will just look at the data in the open source platforms. He will collect data. He will, and somebody said that processed and raw data. It was a very valid point. Now that is the raw data and the processed data. That brings to a concept of brings life to a concept called supervised and unsupervised learning. The data which is raw, that will need someone to look at the data and convert it. That is something you build. That is something you put in an unsupervised training model. But once the data is processed, it is self-sufficient. Just think of it. If you have 1 million records in your student database, you put it in an Excel. Now that's raw data. Now you sort that data based on name, based on student ID, based on first name, last name, whatever. That becomes your processed or kind of a processed data where the data is structured in a way. Now that becomes input to the models that we call as supervised learning. Now this is the heart of any machine learning or AI platform or data you come up with, that you break your data into uh, weighted data to test data set, training data set, and accordingly you come up with a model. So these are the models that I am talking about, that looks at the different and now what a data scientist does. The data scientist does is, it looks at the data that a data analyst will come up with. Now he will run it through advanced algorithms, like he will
This
use
sir is getting a message that your amount is.
sorry, was there a question?
No,
Sir,
sir.
your voice is cracking.
Am I audible? Sorry, is my voice not
Yes,
okay?
sir, you are audible, sir.
Okay.
Now, okay, sir.
Okay, so yeah, and that's where your concept and what your data scientist will do is he will use that data and he will put it inside the advanced machine learning algorithms like neural network. He will look at other algorithms, and he will process that data and will come up with models. Now that model will give you a prediction in terms of how your system will go. Like, so now look at, if you watch a cricket match, right? So much stats are there. So much stat come up. It talks about how much runs a cricketer scored in last 5 years in England, in South Africa, and where. And it comes up that there is a probability that he will score 100 in the next 2 matches based on his past stats. Now that is what a data scientist or a data algorithm does. When you process that raw data through a algorithm, a well settled algorithm, there are so many algorithms. Okay, if you look at the slide, there are so many algorithms where you have Q learning, you have these are the different AIML roadmaps. I'll come to this. You have neural network, you have deep learning, you have all these models, all these algorithms that actually make you come up with a model which will predict what your outcome will be for the next few months or few years or whatever. That's the power of data. So to understand that, in order to become AI expert and start work on AI, start learning advanced Excel, start playing around with Excel. And I'm giving a very, very practical learning journey here. I was not an Excel expert. I was a Java programmer. I was a simple Java programmer who had worked on core Java, struts, Hibernate, and everything, which nobody asks as of today, which is absolutely of no value relevance today in today's world, right? You all know. You guys know more than me, more Java. You are probably more better Java expert than me, if you ask me. That's why I said in the very beginning, you guys know more than me because you are learning. Your career is starting at a place where my career ended 10 years back when I graduated in 2006. So you probably know Java more than me, but in order to get into AI, start learning Python. There is no other alternative. You have to start learning Python. That if you don't know Python, you can never come into data or AI. Okay. So that's what I said. So that's the difference between data analyst and data scientist. These are all, if you look at, these are all designations, these are all job openings you will see, data analyst, data scientist and all. Okay. So at the end of the day, you need to know your algorithms, you need to how to process the data, scrap the data scrapping. Search this term, data scrapping on the internet. Data scrapping is nothing like your maid will come and sweep the floor, right? That is what data scrapping is. You sweep the internet, you sweep Google, you sweep ChatGPT, and you collect data. That is called data scrapping. So there are different tools that help you to scrap data, but in a very, very normal layman language, go to Google. If you want to learn AI, just do best books on AI, and it's called data scrapping. You're scrapping the internet to get data. That's where data starts with. So data scrapping you do, then the advanced models of data, next stages of data cleansing and all those come along, where you distribute the data into supervised data and unsupervised. See again, I'm not going to this concept because this is a months and years learning concept. I cannot, nobody can teach you that in 1 year, one hour. Okay, but that's how your journey to AI starts. Just learn data, because if you see this slide, that is what it's talking about. It started with the foundational ideas, which are just like ideas. Then it come to deep learning era. Then you have the generative AI boom, which happened in 2020s, which is where ChatGPT, your all other generative AI, which or Facebook, Insta, whatever it uses, Gemini, Google Gemini, or Amazon Alexa. These are all generative AI booms that have come in. That actually harnesses your thoughts, not thoughts, your interest that you have shown in the past, and it uses that to create an algorithm to come up with your interest that you are supposed to have. Not, it predicts. Now if your interest changes, the model will evolve automatically. That's the power of AI. Okay, so again, you see, made with Gamma AI. I am not a PPT master. Okay, I hate creating PPTs, but just because Shilpa ma'am requested me to create a PPT, I created it. But I if you look at this, I am not taking credit of any of this PPT. It's created with Gamma AI, and that's it. You just type I need a PPT, it creates something for you. That's the power of AI. How it is creating a PPT? It is scrapping the internet to get the data, and then it asks for my input. That do I want a fancy one? Do I want a general one with colors or not? And I'm just giving my interest, and it's creating a model, and it's coming with the PPT. That's the power of AI today. Even the hardest of PPTs are created in one click. In 2006, when I started, creating a PPT was a huge thing. People were trained to create PPTs. Trust me, there were trainings, there were learnings in, I mean, I took a course in NIT Technologies to learn Microsoft Excel and Word and PPT in 2006 because I did not know it. And it was being asked that you have to create a presentation. I did not know how to create a presentation. I took a course in some NIT Technologies to learn AI, to learn Microsoft PowerPoint. And today it's at the click. My son does his homework on Google, generated ChatGPT. I mean, just imagine the world we are living in. A 12-year-old boy is doing his homework on ChatGPT. That's the pitfall of AI. You don't learn. You depend on the technology. Depending on the technology. That's the other side of the AI. You don't learn things, but that's okay. You evolve, right? Uh, this is a basic thing of AI. You can get it on Google. You can just go through it. I've just collected it from the internet. Okay. What are the so why is AI so important today? Now this is where I'll start with a practical example for you guys that why we needed AI. Okay. Okay. I work in a trading platform. How many of you know what is trading? How to track, use, grow, or IND money or any other trading platform? How many of your portfolio where you have mutual funds or you have equities, you have shares for any stock or anything? How many of you do that? Anyone? No? Okay, no worries. So trading is where, just think it's like a barter system. Okay, I give you something and in exchange you give me something. Okay, so like I deal in an application, I manage an application in NatWest Market where we are trading on bonds. What is a bond? Bond is nothing but a instrument that has been issued by someone, an institution, who asks for some money, and in return he will give you periodic money back. So it's like a loan. If you take a loan today, you are giving monthly interest back to the bank, right? All of us must know what a loan, car loan, vehicle loan, or whatever it is. So similarly is a bond. It's a trading platform. Now what we do is we have 25,000 trades that are being booked that we process in a day to day. Okay. Now what happens there is we deal with different counterparties or different entities in the world. So if I want to purchase a bond, I may purchase it with a bank sitting in New Zealand. Okay, so I say that I want to purchase 10 bonds issued by 10 bonds, and now that bond is being held by Bank of New Zealand or some entity in New Zealand. So I'll purchase that from it. So we get trades like that where we deal with counterparty. This is called a counterparty. Now we have to come up with a model where we have to give a predictive model to our operations team that if I am trading, what are the clients which are most vulnerable to fail, to not settle. So like if I expect them to pay me some money, more often than not, they will fail. Okay, so we have to come up with a model like that. Okay, that was a simple ask that we were given, that look at the data across the bank that has been traded across this counterparty in different asset classes, and you come up with a predictive model that will tell me that how often this counterparty is supposed to defer or default from a payment. That's a practical problem statement we got in our project. Okay. Or are you all with me till now? Any questions, anyone? Anything you want to ask before I tell you how we solve this problem? Because that is a practical application of AI, how we use AI, how we use models to solve this problem. Anyone want to ask anything? Please speak up, even if it's a no.
No.
Fine. Okay. All right. Now what we did was we have a database where all the historical data for all the counterparties we have traded with is there. Okay. What we did was we created a tool which looked at the data. Okay. And that data was then processed, or the data was cleansed in a way. Just think of it like you wake up in the morning and you first of all you sweep the room. So that's what we did. We took the data, we processed the data in terms of removing all the unwanted deals or unwanted transfers or whatever we had with them. We processed that data and then we fed that data to a model. Now that model that we used, I will just call 1 second. I'm getting a call. Just like 1 second, guys. We fed it on there is a term in data that we call as regression analysis. Okay, you will learn it. Okay, you will learn it once you get into the data analysis and machine learning. Okay, there is a thing called as linear regression, which what it does is it's an x and y axis. So you feed in some data on the x-axis and y-axis. There are Python APIs which actually do it. All we did was via Python. Okay, none of it is done one manually or something. We don't have a person who is doing all this. It's all done as a Python using a machine learning tool. Okay, so we use that data in the x and y axis and it come up with a graphical structure. It comes up with a graphical structure that kind of tells you that this is how the data, this is how your stats lie, and this is the probability with which each counterparty is supposed to settle or fail. So historically, if I trade with this counterparty, it settled in the time as this much probability, and if it fails, this is the probability. So it gives you that input and gives you the output in terms of that model, based on which we could come up with a output model for the operations team that, okay, these are the most vulnerable counterparties you should avoid trading with because they are liable to fail. They are liable. The history tells me that they're liable to fail. It's like India, Pakistan before 2000. India was always supposed to lose because Pakistan was a stronger team. But after Saurav Ganguly or after someone came in, the trend changed. So we started winning. So that's data. It's as simple as that. This is exactly what we did here. Okay. Now that's a practical application how we used AI to look at the data, to do a machine learning, to run up a machine learning concept, look at the data and create a model. And that model is self-tuning. Now, once more new counterparties come in, that model automatically takes that into account and keeps on predicting about the new counterparties or the new people as well. Now that's where generative concept of like a generative AI and all those comes in. It self evolves. You don't need to feed it again and again. It self evolves. It reduces things at self at runtime and it will come up with those models. That's where the generative AI, think of it, this is what generative AI is. It it automatically adapts to the new data that is coming in and it keeps on evolving. That's where generative AI, boom of generative AI came in. Okay. So this is how you will practically, when I did that course that I talked to you about, we were given a problem statement by a trainer that Andhra electricity board was looking to set up new towers in some remote place. Okay. Now what we were given was 1 GB of Excel data with of the all the history. I mean that was test data of course, but that was available on the Google. That came up with all the history of all the past projects that Andhra Electricity Board did and where the towers were successful or not. Based on that, we had to come up with a model that would tell me that if I erect a tower in, let's say, Sikandrabad area in Andhra Pradesh, what are the chances of power failure of it happening in the rainy days? That's how a problem statement will come to you. Trust me. Now you understand, just listening to that, you may think, how the hell I'm going to do that? But trust me, it is very easy once you know how to do it. Once you know the libraries, once you know how to do it in Python and how do you know the advanced libraries, trust me, it is very easy. Just listening to this, even I was like, how will I do that? But once I learned, once I got to know it, it's actually not that tough. But once you know the things. So these are the practical problems you get as an AI, as a data scientist, machine learning scientist, once you join that industry, once you start working in it. These are the problems you will get. Okay. So I'll not get into most of these PPTs, guys. Okay, PPT anyone can share with you. Shilpa and the faculty team can share with you. This is nothing but this is just data taken out of internet. Okay, I'm not going to waste time here. You guys can go through this and you will learn a lot of things from internet. Internet in itself is such a big data. That's a big teacher. You don't anyone, to be honest, if you know how to use internet. But yeah, in a nutshell, AI is used in healthcare. Finance is the most important place where AI is just, trust me, it is taking away jobs. I will use that term. A person who might be an absolute master in Java, his job is actually at risk today. Why do I need person in Java when an AI can do it once and it can self-evolve? Why I need to code again and again? But that's where I'm just telling you that world is so cruel and violent today that if you do not evolve, if you don't make yourself adapt to AI and all these things, you will lose your job. It's just the way it is. Survival of the fittest. If you're not fit enough, you will not survive. And finance industry is the most important industry that is being revolutionized by AI. You look at Barclays, you look at all the major banks in the world, JP Morgan, Morgan Stanley, NatWest Markets, our bank, which I work on, NatWest Group, all the banks are adopting an AI model. I mean, there is so much work that is going on there. Okay. So finance is the most important or most, how do I call it? The sector that has been affected by AI the most. Healthcare, robotic surgeries, right? Robotic, I mean, now your knee replacement can be done via robotic method. I don't know how good that is. I hope nobody needs to take that. But that's how even in the operations are being conducted by models. machines which are working on models. The climate and environment, retail and supply. Retail and supply, we all know. Look at Amazon. Look at all the major apps. Google is giving, Amazon comes up with Alexa. You can train Alexa to, it automatically adds things to your wallet, to your Amazon cart, depending on your likes. You have Google Gemini, which has come in. It's retail has just revolutionized, right? You don't have to search things; it will automatically add things right now. That's the power of AI. Okay. No, these are applications, and it will keep on growing, guys. Okay, it will keep on growing. Trust me, in my around 18 years of being in this industry, where I have seen, I mean, when I joined, I had a person who used to do an Excel work all throughout his life. Now there's no such thing. There's absolutely no such thing. It's all done via programmatically, via AI, via Python, and via machine learning models and everything. Okay, so this is the power of AI. Okay, I will not get into these things. These are all taken from Google. You all can go through it. I mean, these are all some of the just the stats that are there. Okay, I'm not a PPT person. I'll not waste my time in this PPT. I'm talking to you in a practical way, what I have seen, what I have experienced in my IT journey. Okay? This is the most important slide I want to talk about. Assuming you all want to know, want to get into AI one day, want to get into the become data scientists or machine learning experts. This is something I found, and this is something I got some of it. This is what it is. Learn Python. Whoever wants to make a career in AI, data science, and everything, you have to start learning Python. Can anyone tell me why not Java? Why not .NET? Why? What's so special about Python? Why do I need to learn Python? Can't I? If I'm a Java expert, why can't I become a AI? Why can't I get into AI? Can anyone tell me? If anyone of us is a programming background, and I'm sure you all are from a computer science background, most of you, do you know why Python? What's so special about Python? Anyone? Anyone wants to say something?
The answer is in chat box.
Oh, your chat box. Okay. Now feel free to speak up, guys. Don't. I mean, you can. You can call it. Python is modular package already for use. Okay, but why not Java? Java also gives you so many packages. Data. That's kind of it. Data processing capabilities and libraries. That's the answer I was looking about. Okay. Libraries. Yes. Bang on. Libraries. Python. And guys, feel free to speak up. Okay. Don't need to put in chat. Okay. You can feel free to speak up. Okay. Just speak one by one on the Zoom as well. Okay? Python, what happens is it gives you special APIs, and Python is a language that has been made for such machine learning. It is not a program that it is not something you need to Python is not made for your day and day things. Go do it in Java, go do it in .NET. There's so many things. Python is meant for machine learning and AI. Okay, it it gives you so many inbuilt libraries. Now, what are the libraries? I mean, if you have this slide is there. If I'll just expand it a bit for you all. Okay, expand it a bit. Yeah. So if you want to know data manipulation, Python plus Pandas API is you for data scrapping and data manipulation. This is where you break the data into models, supervised and unsupervised data. Okay, so Pandas is a library that you use. Python gives you so many libraries. If you want to do at machine learning, there's SCKIT or scikit libraries that we call it. If you want to do deep learning, there is TensorFlow. If you want to do data, there is visualization, Matplotlib, there is Seaborn, and as you go on, it's so vast. Now, this is a line that was told to me by my trainer. I don't know how true that is. That either you can learn Python in 47 hours of study, or you will need to take a rebirth as a human being again to learn Python. I don't know how good true that is, but that's a word he kept on reiterating again and again in my 8 months of course. I'm not a Python expert, but yeah, I know lot more than what I did 1 year back, because we did that. We learned, we created projects. So yeah, we learned Python to some extent. I know you can call me at intermediate level. I'm not a Python expert, but I know these 3 or 4 libraries. I know how to work. Okay. So this is the Python libraries that are helpful that gives you special libraries if you want to start your career, if you want to start as a data manipulation or data scientist or whatever. There are so many libraries on it, and this slide which I want to touch upon here, this is where, as a beginner level, you have Python programming, which is the basic variables and all that you learn even in a C++ or a Java or anything. Then you have all the data types and all the different data types, EDAs and everything. Followed supervised learning, regression and classification. So important. This is like the basic, like the backbone of machine learning. What is regression analysis? What is supervised and unsupervised learning? How do you cluster the data? This is so basic. And of course, you will, once you get into this domain, you will learn this. This is the starting point of machine learning or AI. What is supervised learning, unsupervised learning, and then there are different libraries. NumPy for numerical. So if you want to do any numerical calculation, that what is the thing based on the past data, you will use NumPy. Data pandas, scikit-learn, Matplotlib, these are all for the different visualization and all that. Hands-on project, you have, like I told you, linear regression. If you remember when I talked about the project that we did, we used a linear regression model where we feed data on X and Y axis to come up with a model. The trading model I worked on, that is what we did. That was actually a linear regression model we created. Okay. Data analysis and everything. Then you went to intermediate level, you have all the support vector mechanism. Again, these are all concepts in itself. These are like 1 or 2 days workshop if you go a concept of each one of them. Okay, that of course you will take that in once you get into a specialized learning course for them. Deep learning, this is where the neural network comes in. The neural network is just like a brain, part of a brain where there's a cache in your brain. You all know the concept of cache in software programming. So cache is where instead of the data that is used again and again, I put it at a convenient place rather than taking it out from the database, so that I don't get to hit the database again and again. Whatever is frequently taken out, I put it in a cache. Now that is a cache in your brain. Now that is what a neural network algorithm works at. So when you look at something, you work on something again and again, it caches that interest and uses that to come up with your next video on an Instagram or a next video on a Facebook. Like whoever wants to watch cooking videos, he will keep on getting cooking videos as and when he scrolls along. Right? That's neural network. And there are different concepts. There is recurrent, there is convolutional and everything. Okay, natural level processing. These are the intermediate levels. And then once you get to the expert level, this is where your generative AI and all those things come in. This is where your chat GPT or BERT and all those things are there based on which your advanced AI models work on. Of course, expert level, it's not something that you can become in 6 months. Okay, it will take a lot of time to become to the expert level. All you need to know is the right path. So whoever is interested or looking to start a career in AI, start learning Python as soon as you can. Without Python, there is no career that you can make. And Python, trust me, is very kind of not that difficult. I mean, you can all have you worked on this earlier? There used to be a different platforms where you can do Python coding like Anacondas or those things. So those are very heavyweight applications. Today, if you go to Google, you just go to Google. Have you heard of Google Colab? That's it. Just go to Google Colab. Google Colab itself gives you everything you need to know about examples. You all have, and if you have a new notebook, here you can actually go and start learning Python. You can start learning Python. It's so easy. It automatically downloads everything for you. So Google Colab is something which you can directly go. You see, you can start coding. You can start coding here. And these are all Python notebooks, and it will save every data Python notebooks. That's how we started. I mean, I started 1 year back. I used Google Colab to learn and start. I don't know whether, I think some of my work might be there somewhere. I don't know which I did for the project that I talked about. So this is where I've written that these are the and use Colab to start writing in Python programs. Because starting Python, it's just like any other programming language. What is a variable? Is it case sensitive or not? Is it just like a Java? Is it? It's the concepts are pretty much similar like any programming language. Okay, and then advanced Excel, as I told you, there is no better data analytical platform than Excel. Okay, Excel gives you so many. Excel is not just about just creating some rows. If you really, really want to know about the concepts of advanced Excel, start looking at things like VLOOKUP, match, COUNTIF. There are actually regression models that you can also do on Excel. I wish I could have found that one of the sample projects I did. I looked at it. I don't know where is it. I wish I could show that to you, where actually you can use Excel to come up with a predictive analysis. That what's going to happen based on this. So project we did was that small starting project I did when I did that course was look at the stat of a team in the last 16 editions of IPL and then come up that when is that team expected to win the IPL. And you know which team I picked? I picked RCB. Nobody knew that RCB will win last year, but my model said that RCB will win in 2030. Obviously, it was wrong. Okay, so that's a very simple thing, and we did it on Excel, no Python, nothing else. We used the regression or that regression analysis in Excel. We had the data, we took it from the IPL website. It's very easily available as a CSV or an Excel output, and you take that out and you put it in and you run a regression model on Excel, and it will give you a predictive model. It gives you that X and Y axis model, and it will show you that this is when something is this is when the prediction can happen. So advanced Excel is something you should all learn. I also did not know Excel, but yeah, this is something you have to start learning because whatever you do a program, you can actually start doing by Excel also, but in a limited way, not in that exhaustive way. Okay, and of course, make yourself visible on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is so many things. There are so many. I downloaded one thing which I'll forward to Shilpa. I downloaded something, a very well written notes by someone of all the Python program fundamentals. I have it there. I'll forward it to Shilpa, and I'm sure she will forward it to all of you guys. It's there in
Okay, sir.
yeah, just forward that. It's
Okay, sir.
wonderfully written notes that this is how Python from beginning to intermediate level, all the programs and everything is written so wonderfully by someone, and he has put it on a social open forum as well, where anybody can download and learn it. So whoever wants to learn, make yourself visible on LinkedIn. Start going through so many open forums there that are there, and there are I don't know how many of you use Udemy. Udemy has so many good courses there. You can even spend $500 and you can get a good course there. There's so many good things going on there. Okay, but as I said, my journey to AI also been started 2 3 years back only. I was also I'm still a Java programmer, but yeah, as and when you start learning Python, you actually get to know that Java is not made for this. Python is special language that is made for these things. Okay, I will not go much into this slides, guys, because as I said, I'm not a slide guy. You can very easily go through this I forgot the slide. It's all there on Google. It's no big deal. You can get it very easily. Okay, but from experience side, like I said, and even today I'm evolving as I'm going along. I'm getting more challenging from the new guys that are coming into the bank because they know more than me. As I said, they know more than me. Today the curriculums and today the colleges are there with all these courses which are part of a curriculum you're going to learn outside. A lot of these things are inbuilt in your curriculum, so you take advantage of it, and wherever you need specialized, then you go for a specialized training outside. But it is evolving day by day, and you are getting more and more. There is a special division in my bank which only works on the machine learning and AI. That team went into that team got an award in the Amazon forum last year on the on of all the companies. NatWest Group's AI team was awarded for one of the most innovative products that we had launched last year. So we have a special team in the bank who works on AI and machine learning. And whoever is good enough, they can actually be a part of the team. But yeah, the thing is, you have to be good enough. I don't know, have you guys heard of GitHub? Use GitHub. Upload your work in GitHub. Whatever small programs, whatever small things you do, create a GitHub account and upload your work there. Because a lot of these companies today rely on your work on GitHub. That what kind of project, what kind of sample thing you have uploaded on GitHub, and they use that to see that if you're good enough for them or not. So it's no longer a laid back world. You have to upskill, you have to uptick, and you get into that mode where you use GitHub, you use the latest things to show what your work, showcase your work, so that that gets picked up. Even NatWest Group, the AI interviews or the machine learning opportunities that are there, the first thing that they ask is what is your GitHub account. We will check what kind of source code or what kind of code you have done uploaded there. If somebody has not done anything, they of course they don't even get a call for interview, no matter how good their resume is. Right? So you start using GitHub, start using these open forums to upload your work so that it becomes visible when it needs to. And don't think that I'm going to start doing it 3 months before my final campus placement, because it's an intelligent world out there today. Everybody catch you. So if you start doing it from today itself, and you do that over a period of years, 1 year or 2 years, people know that you are a active person who contributes to these forums. Then your work will obviously be picked up. It will be a much higher importance, right? Okay. I will not speak more. I will now take some questions. But yeah, this is what I had wanted to offer from my experience. What kind of work, what kind of projects I have done, and this slide probably is the most important slide of all this thing. That this is how you will start if you want to learn Python, if you want to get into this domain. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't have anything else. I mean, like I told you, I cannot make you an expert in 1 hour. Nobody can, but at least I can give you the direction how you will start in order to, if you want to make a career in this field. So yeah, I think that's it. I'm done from my side. I mean, I have to close this in 15-20 minutes, guys. I have a production issue which we
Okay,
have
sir.
since
Okay.
last night, but I will take question for next 15-20 minutes. But
Sir,
unfortunately,
please see. Thank you, sir. This is a query session. If anyone have any query, so please post your query in this chat box, or you can unmute yourself for question also.
yeah,
Sir, there is a query in the chat box. Please see this query and answer this.
yeah, okay. There's so many of the queries, but healthcare domain, which is student, do you share your perspective on? Okay, I'll go to the top. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Collected data to get. So this is, I think, data analysis. When share trading, yes. So share trading, as I already touched upon, right? Financial world is the most impacted because of AI. Based on your patterns, based on your likes and dislikes, it actually predicts and it actually executes trades and deals as well on the platform, if you give the platform the permission to do that. So I'm sure some of you use Grow or IND Money or any of the active platforms that are there today to do mutual fund, bonds, shares, I mean stocks and everything. That's one of the most important impacted areas where there is a revolution because of AI. Okay, and I give you an example, like from a practical project. We were given a problem statement. That was the first project we did on a predictive model. After that, we have done many. Okay, you do that, Anil, Murari, yes, you all do that. So I'm sure you will all know, you will relate mutual funds to MF Central Lab. Great, yes. What will the skill set required of a software engineer BFSI domain in 2025? Okay, as I told you, Srinivas, BFSI domain in 2025. Along with technical, you have to have a little domain knowledge as well. So technically, if you want to get your AI, you need to know Python. You need to know your models. You need to know what is an EDA. You need to know what is a regression analysis, what is a supervised learning, what is unsupervised learning, what is test data set, what is training data set, how do you train your model. These are all part of the AI, these are part of the machine learning and all the beginning concepts of AI and everything. Okay. Additionally, domain wise, learn things like what's the basic of what is options, what are futures, what are fixed income, what is FX, what is money market. So these are different asset classes in the BFSI or in the banking world. I mean, see, BFSI is a huge domain. There is banking, and under banking you have retail, you have investment, you have different banking there. If you go into the retail banking, you look at industry leaders like Infosys, who has a product called as Finacle. You talk about nuclear software, you have a product called as FinPro. So that's BFSI, banking. You have insurance, you have reinsurance, you have investment banking. It's a massive, massive thing. So you focus on one vertical, like I want to become an expert in retail banking. I want to expert in investment banking, and then you upskill yourself in that vertical. But BFSI is a huge domain. You cannot learn entire BFSI. Nobody can in one lifetime. One lifetime is actually less to know full BFSI. So focus on one domain and learn about it in addition to your AI or machine learning program path that I just talked about.
Sir, there is a question by Somesh. What is the scope of AI in cybersecurity and forensic? Please say something about this.
That's an interesting one. Cybersecurity, of course, it is there. Look at it. Look at your calls coming in, right? Automatically, it says it's a spam call, right? How is it coming as spam call? Airtel or Jio or most of these retailers have actually onboarded the different models of AI, so which they predict whether the call is coming in as spam or not. So definitely it is there. It's not a cybersecurity and it's something which I'm not an expert on, but as I said, every area is impacted by AI. Programming language Python. Always. Just remember, Python is your backbone. If you do not know Python, you cannot excel. You cannot start a career. Java is not there. You have to learn Python. Rajiv, this is for you. You have to learn Python. No matter you get into cybersecurity. Cybersecurity, I put my hands up. I don't know that much because I'm not that networking guy. But the firewall rules and everything is so evolved right now that and it is, of course, it is there. It is, AI has a big role to play there. But yeah, cybersecurity is not something I am expert on, but programming language Python.
Okay,
Banking
thank you, sir.
certification required. Srinivas, banking certificate. Again, I want to tell you that you have to know what is your preferred vertical. Do you want to get into banking? Now, banking is totally different to investment banking. Retail banking is completely different to investment banking. You have to choose which vertical you want to get into. Do you want to get into wealth management? Do you want to get into insurance? Because insurance is again completely different. You have reinsurance, which is again completely different. So my suggestion to you is think that which vertical of BFSI you want to focus on, and for that there are different certifications. So at the end of the slide, guys, I have given my name, I'm a LinkedIn profile, this is my email ID, and this is my WhatsApp number. So drop a note to me if you want some help, especially on the BFSI domain, because that's where I'm expert on. But yeah, only thing I request is do your homework before you come to me. Just don't come to me that, sir, I want to start a career, what do I do? Don't do that. I mean, for that, Google is your place, not me. But yeah, once you have done something and you're stuck at somewhere, that then you can reach to me. Even if you want to say that you want to see that if there is some openings in NatWest or not, please feel free to reach me. There are many openings here, even for a Java programmer, and in fact in my team also. So reach to me on that. But only request is do a little homework before you reach to me. Okay, email me or WhatsApp. Okay, what next?
Okay.
Others said.
Any other query?
This is one question about cybersecurity. What is the learn to infuse AI in it? Yeah, cybersecurity, as I said, little out of touch for me. Not something that I am totally in touch of, but I think if you want, I mean, I can talk to someone in my bank who will work on it, and I can let you know. But not an area that I'm an expert on, unfortunately.
Vishalji, one question. So I'm Bidesh Bhattacharya. I'm in a power sector. No.
Power sector.
Actually, I've started my PhD from Delhi Technological University.
Okay.
And my topic is about these threats and mitigation for operational technologies. Basically, operational technologies are those which are industry automation systems, like the DCS, SCADA, PLCs. And now they are all communicating, so there is also threat for that also.
Yeah.
So does AI or machine learning helps in that threats perception or mitigation?
Yeah, like I told you, I mean, what you're talking about, sir, is something that even the power sector is not something I'm an expert on. But as I told you, when I was doing my course in IIM, so the problem statement we got was to predict whether a fault will happen in the power sector depending on the past data. So definitely the models the predictive models that are there in the machine learning world, the advanced models, it definitely helps in every sector, not just banking and financial institutions, but also the power, the cybersecurity, and everything, healthcare, everything. It's there everywhere. All so there are special libraries, there are special ways to do it. Again, which is because I am not an expert in everything. I know some of it on banking and financial, but yeah, even in the cybersecurity or even the power area, power domain, electrical domain, this definitely it is there. But yeah, I may not be able to give an exact answer for your question because that's not an area I am an expert in.
So prerequisite is Python. You should know, huh?
Exactly. Python is must have. I'll tell you, I am a Java developer. It's of no value today unless I learn Python, unless I become something else. I mean, Java is good, conceptually great. Java, C++, we all have evolved from there only, right? We all have started with Yashwant Kanetkar, C++.
Yes,
We
Yashwant
all have read
Kanetkar,
those books, right?
yes.
That's where we all have started. Conceptually, wahi hai, it's all that's there. But Python is that it's just a different level of programming, and the APIs are so vast that and it's tailor-made for AI. So that's why you need to learn Python.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. So anyway, I also had that question that why not Java? But yeah, Java is not made for this. So just you have to just get into that mindset that you have to move out of Java and you have to start learning Python. Security again, I'm not able to comment much. I'm not an expert in security, but yeah, looking at these fancy tools, I'm sure it is. This is Latina where I'm not using it, guys. Sorry.
So please, anyone having any question? I think all the questions are solved by sir. Now, thank you so much, sir, for wonderful lecture. And now I just call my colleague, Mrs. Lalita Bisht, to provide vote of thanks to you, sir. Please, Lalita ma'am.
Please don't call me sir. As I said,
Yes, thank you.
I'm just like everyone, all of you. In fact, you guys are more qualified than me.
No.
I'm just a guy who has worked in the IT industry. And as I said, all of you will become me once you get into the industry. You start working, all of you can become good in this.
Okay.
So don't call me sir, please.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Please, vote of thanks, ma'am.
Sure, sir. Sir, thank you, ma'am. Well, sir, actually, being from teaching profession, we address each other as sir and ma'am. So please take it from us as sir.
Okay.
On behalf of School of Computer Science and IT, Uttarakhand Open University, this vote of thanks is being addressed from behalf of our school. I sincerely thank you, Mr. Abhishek Mitra, Senior Vice President at NetWest Group, for his insightful lecture on the evolution of AI and its application in 2025. Sir, your guidance on the evolving roles of data scientists and data analysts, the need to master Python for generative AI, the practical tips on using Google Colab, advancing Microsoft Excel skills, as you told us that it is still the unmatched tool for data analysis. BSFI, staying active on LinkedIn and leveraging GitHub were truly valuable. Your journey from Java programmer to an industry leader, along with your insight on AI's growing impact in finance, healthcare, machine learning, and deep learning, have deeply inspired our learners. We are grateful for your time and wisdom. Thank you, sir. We are looking forward. We'll always be looking forward for your valuable time and your expertise so that you can guide us in future as well. Thank you so much from behalf of entire school.
Okay, that's my pleasure.
Thank you, ma'am.
And I'll share that Python notes that I talked about, and you can please forward it to everyone on this.
Oh, okay, sir. Okay. I will forward all the things which you will provide to me. Thank you so much, sir, for your valuable time from our team. Thank you so much. We will connect with you for more lecture in this series. Thank you so much, sir.
All right, guys. Okay, have a good day. Bye.
Okay. You can leave, sir.
Yeah, thanks.
To all the participants, please provide your feedback in the chat box. Then you can leave this meeting. Please provide your feedback in the chat box session, and then you can leave. please say some words, if possible, about this lecture in the chat box. After that, you can leave. To all the participants, please say some words for this lecture and then you can leave. Please provide your feedback and leave this meeting. We will provide Python notes. I think there is a query about Python notes. We will share these in our group. Thank you so much for your feedback. Thank you everyone for joining this lecture. Thank you everyone. Please provide your feedback and leave this lecture. If you have joined from SWAYAM, we will provide all the information on SWAYAM portal about the recording and the information we get from Abhishek sir. All the notes will be shared on SWAYAM portal also.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Till now, we have organized 4 lecture in this series. We will share all the lecture recording on SWAYAM portal also with a message. Thank you, everyone. Please post your feedback and then you can leave. Thank you, everyone. Please provide your feedback in chat box. Thank you, everyone.